Okay, so magandang araw po sa inyong lahat, no? Ang ating pong i-discuss ngayon is consumer and organizational markets, no? Consumer markets. Consumer markets include individuals and or households that purchase products and services for personal consumption. Consumers normally make purchases in smaller quantities due to their tendency to consume products gradually over a period of time. Moreover, consumers tend to be more emotional about their purchases. The purchases are at times impulsive or spontaneous. Bali, ang pinaka-in short na meaning po nitong consumer markets na to is it is all about the individuals who purchase products or services for their personal use. Personal use, no? Ito po yung mga taong nabili ng produkto para sa kanilang pansariling consumption, no? Just like for their everyday use, like pagkain and services and so on, no? So, kapag ang consumer is nagde-decide na sa kanilang bibilin, no? Nag-undergo po sila possibly dito sa 5 stages na to, which is pupunta na po tayo doon ngayon, no? Ito na po yung consumer buying process. The consumer buying process outlines the steps a consumer goes through when buying a product or services. It is important for marketers to know this process to understand how consumers buy, no? Meron po tayong 5, no? Yung 5 pong yon, first one is need or problem recognition. Second one is information search. Third one is alternative evaluation. And fourth is purchase decision. And the last one, 5, is post-purchase behavior, no? So, let's back to these steps, no? Ang unang-una natin is need or problem recognition. This initial step in the consumer buying process is the most important of all because the failure of a consumer to recognize a need or problem will not result in any sale. Needs or problems are recognized by the consumer either through internal stimuli or external stimuli, no? So, guys, people don't just buy because they want to buy it. Hindi po binibili ng isang tao ang isang bagay kasi gusto lang nila. I mean, oo, merong ganun. Pero kung iisipin mo kasi, no, hindi ka bibili ng isang bagay na alam mo namang hindi makaka-benefit sa'yo. No? Usually, they purchase things because it solves a problem, no? And it helps them to reach what they want to achieve, no? So, binibili nila yon kasi gusto nilang may ma-resolve ba silang problema, ma-resolve na problem. So, for example nito is yung example ko, sarili ko, no? Gusto kong pumuti, gusto kong magkaroon ng improvement sa kutis ko at syempre ang solution doon is bumili ako ng mga whitening products, no? Mga pampaputi, no? So, next pa, meron pa kung gutom ako o nauuhaw ako, no? Bibili ako ng pagkain o inumin na para ma-satisfy yung cravings ko, ganun, 'di ba? For the next step 2, information search, no? So, information search. After having recognized the need or problem, the consumer will search for various brands of products or services. To address the need or solve the problem, consumers will be guided by internal and external stimuli. Ito na naman tayo, no? So, once the customers recognize the problem, they search for suitable solution. Kapag alam nila na merong problema or issue doon sa binili nilang product, naghahanap sila ngayon ng someone para maayos or ma-fix yung problema na yon, no? Para siyang doon sa need problem recognition, no? May ideal solution na sila. Meron na silang product na bibilin, pero dapat kasi may alam ka doon sa product na bibilin mo, no? Bago ka bumili, alam mo dapat yung product na yun. So, example nun is, let's say na yung sales lady, no? For example, gusto kong bumili ng lotion para sa girlfriend ko, no? Bali, ang gagawin ko, dahil wala akong alam dito, kunyari sa lotion na to, no? Hahanapin ko ngayon yung sales lady na yon. Mag-a-ask ako kung anong meron sa ano na to, kung anong supporting information na nakapaloob doon sa product na yon, yung lotion na yon. And then, once na masagot niya na, and then, dito na po papasok yung step 3, no? Alternative evaluation. Sa alternative evaluation, no? At this point, the consumer compares the attributes, features, and selling prices of the various brands of products or services capable of addressing his or her recognized needs or solving his or her problem. The consumer support her evaluation with personal perceptions of each available brand to arrive at least of possible brands or services to purchase, called consumer's consideration set, no? The more expensive a product or services is, and the higher the consumer's involvement with it, no? So, sa step 3, the consumer will know which product will solve their problem. Pero, bago sila magkaroon ng commitment doon sa product na yun, kung bago nila bilhin yung product nila yun, i-compare nila muna to sa ibang brand. Kunyari, yung choices na brand ko. Kunyari, itong lotion na to. Product of choices ko to. Lotion na to. Napili ko na eh. So, bago ko to bilhin, no? Bali, i-compare ko muna siya sa alternative based doon sa quality, price, yung popularity niya, o yung review, no? So, for example, itong kanina, bibili ako ng whitening products, no? Based doon sa review na nakita ko, mas maganda, kaso mura, no? Sabi dun sa review, ang ganda-ganda ng ano. Kaso mahal. Hindi pala mura, mahal, no? Syempre, mas okay ka dun sa good quality na ano, kahit mahal, mas okay, 'di ba? Kung iisipin mo. Syempre. Then, kung ipapasok natin yung alternatives niya, let's say, for example, papasok ako Shopee, no? Sa Shopee na yon, meron doong binibentang whitening products na napili ko na good quality kaysa dito sa nakita ko sa Shopee. Nakita ko siya na mura siya, no? Pero nakikita ko sa reviews niya na parang ang pangit ng ano, ganyan. Basta pangit yung reviews niya. Siyempre, kung ikaw ang pipiliin, hindi ka pipili ng siyempre yung mga ganun mura-mura na mas okay ka na dun sa mahal pero good yung quality, 'di ba? No? So, next step naman is the fourth step, no? Purchase decision tayo. After evaluating the brands of products or services that will best address his or need or solve his her problem and provide the highest value, the consumer shall proceed to make the purchase. However, the purchase decision can still be disrupted by external circumstances, a negative feedback on reliable and credible source regarding the selected brand, or factors such as quality of the actual shopping experience, a rude salesperson, or a poor shopping atmosphere in the retail store. So, itong fourth stage na po na to is yung consumer po is din nagde-decide na po siya na kung bibili niya po itong product na to or hindi. Yun na nga sa sinabi ko kanina about po sa lotion na bibilin ko, it's either na bibili po ba ako nitong mas mahal o itong mas mura na pangit naman yung reviews, no? Quality ito, hindi quality. Kung i-decide na ako kung anong product yung bibilin ko. Sa stage na to, sa stage na po ito, kikilitasin mo na po kung anong bagay o kung anong product po yung bibilin mo, no? 'Di ba? No, next step na po tayo. Lastly, the post-purchase behavior. It it refers to the actions and attitudes of consumers after they made a purchase. It is an important aspect of consumer behavior that business need to understand in order to improve customer satisfaction, build brand loyalty, and increase the likelihood of repeat purchases. No? Sa fifth stages na po ito, when the purchase is done, he or she is going to raise up the product and na binili niya at susubukan niya itong i-compare sa expectation niya whether siya ba ay satisfied or not. No? Kumbaga, after kong nabili itong lotion na nabili ko, no? After ko mabili, itatry ko naman po itong i-compare sa other product, other lotion product para sa girlfriend ko, no? Kung mamimit niya po ba yung expectation na meron doon sa nabili kong sabi nga doon, whether nag-expect ba or satisfied or dissatisfied yung customer na bumili, no? So, this is it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joanne Cizonio, and I was assigned at the lesson about the consumer buying rules. So, there are 5 roles individuals that can portray in consumer buying decisions. So, the first one is yung initiator. So, yung initiator is ito yung nagsasuggest ng mga product or services na pwedeng i-offer on the customers or even on the consumers. So, yung example nito is yung isang employee is napansin na yung team nila is need na ng new project, so nag-initiate siya na mag-research para mag-present yung sinasuggest na project sa supervisor or even in the purchasing department. So, the second one is yung influencer. So, yung influencer naman is sila naman yung nagko-convince para sa product at mostly nag-i-influence sa decision making. So, for example, ng influencer is yung department manager. So, siya yung nag-influence yung decision by advocating para sa mga benefits sa decision-making team, and siya yung nagde-demonstrate yung mga usefulness para sa mga users. So, yung the third one is yung decider. So, yung decider is sila yung nagde-decide para ma-purchase yung product or services at ng mga consumers. So, example ng decider is yung business setting. So, yung decider might pwede yung CEO or yung CFO. So, sila yung nag-approve para ma-purchase and ma-authorize yung transaction based on sa budget and yun dun sa policy ng kumpanya nila. So, yung the fourth one is yung buyer. So, yung buyer is common na yun, which is yung mga taong bumibili o nagpo-purchase ng product or even on the services. So, yung example ng buyer is yung mga taong bumibili even on the mall, on sari-sari stores, and yun, sa mga vendors. So, yun. And the last one is yung user. So, yung user is yung mostly sila yung mga gumagamit o nakikinabang sa produkto na binibili nila. So, parang pareho lang sila ng buyer. Pareho silang nakikinabang sa mga products na nabibili nila or even on the service. So, yung user, example ng user is yung isang taong bibili ng cellphone. So, para sa personal use. So, siya yung typically yung gamit nun at makikinabang na. And also, siya rin yung magdedesisyon kung anong product or brand ng cellphone na bibilihan niya. So, yun.
Consumer market and buying behavior. Consumers are of different genders and ages. They have varying income level, live in different regions of the country, and have various personality and psychological profiles. This makes developing a single way to sell consumer difficult as they are influenced by different factors when buying goods and services. So, dito, yung way kung paano mamili yung mga buyer or mamili ng product, pwede silang ma-influensyahan through sa mga nakarinig nila sa internet or sa mga tao na nakapag-test na nung product na bibilin or gusto pa lang nilang bilhin. And pwede magbago yung isip nila based sa branches, ganun, or sa mga issues about sa brand na yon and so on. May mga factors kung bakit or kung paano sila na-influensyahan sa pamimili or kung paano nababago yung ugali nila sa pamimili. And una, yung environmental factors. So, dito, sa environmental, is kagaya nga nung sinasabi ko kanina, pwede ma-influensyahan yung ways nila kung paano sila mamili through sa mga nakakasalamuha nila, like sa family, relatives, ganun. Tapos, sa some groups, and like nun sa mga balita, ganun. Kung ano yung mga naririnig nila doon about sa ganitong branch, doon pwedeng mabago yung isip nila about nun sa magpo-purchase pa ba sila nun or not. And so, dun sa mga nabanggit ko sa environmental, yung mga influence na yun, tatawagin natin silang mga cultural factors, social factors, personal factors, and psychological. Ano nga ba yung mga factors na to? Cultural, dito is may mga makakasalamuha tayong ibang tao na galing sa malalayong lugar, like sa probinsya, and usually, iba-iba yung mga paniniwala nila, and yung mga religion, which is pwedeng maka-apekto yun sa, or pwedeng ma-influensyahan yung ugali ng mamimili. Gaya ng mga Ilocano, mas pinipili nila yung mga simpleng product lang than sa mga Pampanggenyo na mahilig bumili ng mas mahal. Next, social factors. Ito naman is may lalarawan natin siya sa uri ng lipunan kung saan nakabibilang yung buyer. Like, may mga mayayaman na puro mahal lang yung pinibili, which is afford nila yung ganun. And nakakapunta ng ibang lugar, ganun. May sariling sasakyan, marangyang bahay. Somehow, yung mga mahihirap or hindi kaya or hindi afford yung ganun limit ng income nila, mas pinipili nila yung mas mura and mas affordable and mas abot kaya lang nila. Personal factors. Ito naman is yung katangian na ng buyer, like yung age nila, yung work, then based din sa mga kita nila or sa mga sinesweldo nila. Habang nag-grow sila, like halimbawa ikaw nung bata pa, laruan pa yung mga gusto mo, somehow, nung lumaki ka na, gusto mo na ng mga personal things na magagamit mo sa bahay, and so on. Then, last is psychological factors. Dito naman, tutukuyin is yung and yung pananaw or sariling opinion niya. Like, may dalawang tao na bumili ng same product. So, nung isa, masasabi niya na good quality, while yung isa, hindi. So, dito sa psychological, kanya-kanya siya. Hindi siya, nakadepende siya sa taong gumamit nun or sa consumer.
Okay, so narinig niyo po no, yung sa consumer markets and buying behavior. No? Yung consumers po ay may iba't ibang genders, ages, income levels po nila, region kung saan sila nakatira dito sa Pilipinas. Pati yung especially doon sa personalities po nila, iba-iba. And psychological profiles nila. Kaya yung mga marketers, nahihirapan po silang magbenta ng produkto doon sa ibang consumers dahil they are influenced by different factors when buying goods and services, no? Sisimulan po natin. Ito po yung buyers, no? And then pababa na po ito, psychological, personal, social, and cultural, no? From buyer or sa next is psychological, we have motivation, perception, learning, beliefs, and attitudes. Sa personal po is age and life cycle, occupation, economic capability, lifestyle, personality. Sa social po is reference groups, family, role and status, and sa cultural, culture, subculture, and social class. So, hihimay-himayin po natin to from internal po ito to external influences. Okay. Motivation. Address the issue of why a consumer buys a product or what needs is trying to satisfy. Tinutugunan po, ina-address yung issue kung bakit yung customers is bumibili ng isang produkto or kung anong needs pa ang sinusubukang matugunan.
Perception, the word from itself, this is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. Now, perception is the process by which people translate sensory impressions into a coherent and unified view of the world around them. Just like I said, the word perception, this is to get someone's opinion of the product or service.
Learning. Relatively lasting change in behavior that is the result of experience. For example of learning, speaking and writing a foreign language. Belief, defined as confidence in the truth of existence of something not immediately susceptible to rigorous proof. For example, a consumer that the taste of a beverage is moderately important.
An attitude is a settled way of feeling about someone or something. Typically, one day is reflected in a person's behavior. 20 consumer acquire both beliefs in attitude through learning. Sometimes, consumer hold strong beliefs about specific product or their qualities and attributes.
Okay, so per personal, no? Age and life cycle first, no? Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yun. Next is yung occupation. Occupation also plays an important indicator in the products and services that are purchased. No? Important indicator daw po to para sa products and services na purchase, na bili. No? And the next is economic capability. This evident that individuals need money to purchase goods and services. No? Yung individual daw is kailangan minsan ng pera para bumili ng goods at ng serbisyo. Binibili pala yan. Okay, next is lifestyle. A manner of living that reflects a person's values and attitude. Sumasalamin to sa value ng isang person. No? At the same time, yung attitude niya na rin. Next is personality. Individuals are different in characteristics, patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving.
Yung cultural characteristic po is particularly play a large role in consumer interest and eventually purchase products and services must fit the cultural background of the potential buyer and not run contrary to it. An individual's personal culture is developed over time. This includes his manner of upbringing, his educational background, and the collective culture of her family, and that one of social where belongs. Therefore, a culture of brand consciousness or keeping up with the Joneses will favorably influence an individual attraction toward products and service with prestigious brand. Reputation, a consumer therefore may be drawn an advertisement of an high-end model but may selectively ignore advertisement of other lesser-known brands that the perceives are relatively inferior or does not promote his culture of brand consciousness. Ang cultural characteristic po is influence consumer interest and purchasing decision because individual tends to prefer products and services that align with their cultural background and values. For example, let's consider the cultural value of frugality in a particular society. In such a culture, Individuals may prioritize practically and value for money in their purchasing decision. They may be more attracted to advertisements that highlight the affordability and durability of a product rather than advertisement emphasizing luxury or prestige. Yung subcultural factors are minute parts of one culture that provide specific identification of its member. This can include one's nationality mix, Chinoy, Mestizo, Pilan, regional origins, Ilocano, Batanggenyo, Ilonggo, or Manileño. This critical role is one buying behavior. For example, Chinese Filipinos are supposedly very factor plays. This behavior may likewise be influenced by one social class. Social class is a status hierarchy in which individuals or group are classified through economic success. Accumulation of wealth. The four most common social classes are upper class, mid class, working class, and lower class. Yung subcultural factors daw po ay smaller aspect of culture that influence how individuals identify themselves. These factors include elements like nationality, mix, or regional origins and have a significant impact on an individual purchasing decision. For instance, individuals with Chinese Filipino heritage may have specific preferences, tradition, and values that shape their buying behavior, leading them to choose products or services that align with their cultural background. Itong subcultural factors daw po play a role in consumer behavior because they contribute to a person's sense of identity and belonging with their subcultural group. Individuals often seek out products or experiences that reflect their subcultural background to express their identity and connect with others who share the same traits. Karagdagan po sa subcultural factors can shape an individual's values, beliefs, and attitude towards specific products or brands. For example, someone who strongly identifies with their regional origin, such as being Ilocano, may have a preference for locally produced items or goods associated with their regional culture. To effectively reach and engage consumers from different cultural backgrounds, marketers must understand these subcultural factors and tailor their marketing strategies accordingly. Recognize the importance of subcultural identities. Allow marketers to develop targets campaigns that resonate with specific consumer groups, creating sense of connection and cultural relevance. Ang pag-unawa daw po sa cultural at subcultural ng mga salik ay mahalagang para sa mga marketer upang epektibong maabot at makamit ang kanilang mga target sa merkado. Dapat isaalang-alang ng mga marketer ang kultura at background, mga identity ng subcultural, social na uri at impluwensya ng mga grupo ng references ng mga mamimili upang mabagay ang kanilang mga estratehiya sa marketing at mga alok sa kanila.
And now, let's talk about the 7 stages of family life cycle. An individual's personal factors also play a sizable influence in his buying behavior. People's needs and wants change as one ages, from toys in early childhood to denim pants as a teenager, to suit and dress clothes as one joins the workforce. A very useful guide to buying propensity was developed by William D. Wells and George Guevara, the 7 stages of a family life cycle. So, ang 7 stages daw of family life cycle was developed for a purpose. So, ano yung purpose nun? Ito is to be a useful guide para sa buying propensity ng mga tao. And bawat stages ng family life cycle, nagbibigay sa atin ito ng information kung ano ba yung life status ng isang tao. Then dito natin malalaman kung ano ba yung needs and wants ng isang tao based dun sa stage kung nasaan sila nakaangkop. And ang unang stage nito is tinatawag na bachelor stage. So ano ba ang bachelor stage? Bachelor stage, they are highly dependent on their parents for finances in the form of allowances. Some may be employed part-time in fast food chains or business outsourcing companies. They spend primarily on entertainment, eating out, fashion, dating, and activities with friends. So sabi dito, ito daw yung stage kung saan ang tao is talagang nakadepende pa sa yung pangangailangan nila sa kanilang mga magulang. Lalong-lalo na pagdating sa financial. And ito rin yung stage kung saan ang focus natin sa paggastos is para sa mga entertainment, para sa date, fashion, and etc. So, yun ang bachelor stage. The second stage is called newly married couple with no children. Sa stage na ito is ang isang couple is bagong kasal and wala pa silang anak. So, ginagamit nila yung kanilang financial income para makabayad ng renta and also para makabili ng mga household equipment or household expenses. The third stage is called married couple with eldest child below elementary school age. So, sa stage na ito is meron silang anak na pwedeng nag-aaral sa nursery or kindergarten. So, ini-spend nila yung kanilang income for foods, for rent, and also para i-provide yung iba't ibang pangangailangan ng anak nila na nagsisimula pa lang mag-aaral. The fourth stage is called married couple with youngest child 6 years old or over. So, sa stage na ito is ang pinaka-focus na ng gastos nila is para sa tuition, uniform, books, and allowances ng kanilang mga anak. So, ito rin yung stage kung saan bumubukod na sila. Dito rin sila nagsisimulang mag-invest for insurance. The fifth stage is called older married couple, family head still working, and all children living on their own. So, yung mga anak nila rito is bumubukod na and may mga sariling trabaho, and also yung kanilang financial stability is nag-i-increase, yung kanilang financial income is nag-i-increase dahil tumataas na rin yung gastos nila sa kanilang pamilya. So, mas nag-i-increase pa yung kanilang mga expenses. So, ito yan. Sixth stage, the empty nest, older married couple with no dependent children. So, ito yung stage kung saan hindi na nila burden yung kanilang mga anak dahil yung kanilang mga anak is independent na. And also yung kanilang financial income is nilalaan na lang nila para sa sarili nila, para sa mga kagustuhan nila. Itong part ng stage ng buhay ng mag-couple is mas nagiging matibay pa yung kanilang financial stability dahil yung pinagdadaanan nila ng kanilang financial income is yung kanilang sarili nila. The seventh stage or the last stage is called widower or retired. Yung stage na ito yung stage ng married couple kung saan hindi na nila kaya magtrabaho or nagretiro na sila sa kanilang mga trabaho. Itong part na to is dito na sila nag-decide na mabuhay na lang kasama yung kanilang mga anak para mag-alaga sa kanila, para mag-provide ng mga pangangailangan nila. Lalong-lalo na parang pinaka gastos sa kanila is yung kanilang mga health needs.